the challenges the former deputy president is coming back to, including the anti-Gachagua brigade in Mount Kenya, crackdown on his public meetings after he returns, the third force poaching with the emergence of Kenya Moja movement, which has taken some members in that direction. The DCP and DP political rivalry, remember DCP was intended to launch as a party just before his departure, they never got to. The fact that retired President Uhuru Kenyatta also met his successor at State House. This happened during Gachagua's absence, and what does that mean? The DAP-K rivalry, especially in matters by elections, that also the lull that we've discussed about, as well as the ongoing empowerment rallies all over the country. He definitely has his work cut out. He's coming back to a full in-tray, the former deputy president. What exactly does the itinerary look like once he returns? Of course, he's mentioned the by-elections, but will that be his only focus?
Thank you very much, Dembole. Let me state that, in fact, on the tray of the former deputy president, as he arrives back home, one, I think that what he has to concentrate first is to make proper methodologies on how to prepare for these already notified by-elections. Because you cannot mix the two, and there's no way that you can put now the party launch at the same time you are in a campaign, on a campaign trail for these by-elections. So I think you have to look for the priorities. And the priority is that first sort out the by-elections, because they also need a lot of resources. And when you are through with the by-elections, then you can do what you call party launch. But it can be done concurrently, because I don't think that everything is budget. And if the budget is okay, I think there is nothing wrong to when you are pushing and campaigning for by-elections. What you need to sort out is issues to do with the candidates. And if you are through with the candidates are on the ground campaigning, then you can now still move to launch the party as the momentum of the campaign is on. And the launch will require a single day, but the campaign will require a momentum number of days. So I think the by-election has a big chunk of budget other than a launch. The launch may require maybe 50 million and it will be okay. But the by-election needs a lot of money. And I think surely as the new party, he has a duty to make sure that out of the 6, 7 number of by-elections, and especially the parliamentary ones, he has to make the party, give the party an inroad. And therefore, I'm sure his heart is so so needed to capture either 3, 2, or to have an entry point of 1. But I am sure that, in fact, he has a high chance to get the Bella one. Banisa is also another hanging carrot, and also Malaba. It depends on the party's mechanisms and strategy, because I'm sure that, in fact, with the proper mechanisms, you can get Malaba, and you can get what you call Banisa and Bele. And therefore, him being away, he may not be able to strategize better than when he's present.
His presence, especially if at all he goes campaigning in Malava, could create a possible issue there, because DAP Kenya as well is very keen on that by-election. Don't you think that probably that is a challenge for him, the kind of rivalry that is now being created between the two parties, DCP and DAP-K?
I think party democracy, these coalition parties, there's a point when they will arrive to zone and map their areas. But as more of now, there's no mapping that is on the table. There is no that kind of zoning that has already done. And therefore, no single party should say, this particular party. I will also welcome DAP to have a candidate in Bele, to have a candidate in Banisa. There's no problem with that. Whenever you feel that you have strength, because I'm sure Marara is the deputy party leader, and Marara feels that that is his home ground. and he has the power and drive to bring that particular seat. And therefore, in areas of this kind of double interest from various coalition parties, I think the wisdom is that those parties that are strong in those particular areas come on the table. Let us have mechanism of having joint nominations so that after joint nominations, they can secure the best candidate and they can campaign for that single candidate, all of them. Okay. And that's the best way to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Professor, before his departure,